How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. Okay, so back in the early days of the arcades, Namco did a whole lot really well. They didn't do anything particularly new, but they did a lot really well. One of the things that they did do really well were shmups. I mean, they did Galaga, Galaxian, Bosconian, Blastoff, later on Starblade, Dragon Spirit, stuff like that. And they also did today's game. Now, today's game is from 1982. It's one of the very first vertically scrolling shmups, and it is probably one of the first examples of not only the scrolling shmup, but a game with boss characters in it. Um, the NES version of said game was published by Bandai, and that's noteworthy because later on, actually a few years ago, Namco, I'm sorry, Namco and Bandai merged to form Namco Bandai. The game that I'm referring to today is Xevious. Now, Xevious, what made it very good was the fact that it varied so many different things in gaming. It was probably one of the first games that allowed you to attack airborne and ground-based enemies. Um, there was also the fact that there were some random little Easter eggs scattered about in the game. Um, it was set in, well, presumably it was supposed to be set in Peru. There are varying landscapes in the game, and it never felt like it was. It always felt like it was one big level. You had you went through the course of a level. You got to these giant bases where you would have to blow up the core of the base to advance. And once you destroyed the core, you'll fly over a forested area and advance to the next level. But you never knew that. The game never indicated, hey, this is level 2. That was one of those things that made Xevious cool. Um, it was a really naturally flowing game. You don't get that in games now. Um, there were no power-ups in this game, but it was 1982. There were no power-ups. There, I mean, there weren't any continues to speak of. Um, the enemies, actually, the enemy projectiles were pretty slow, but your ship wasn't blazing fast, so there was the chance that they would still catch your ship if you weren't careful. And there were a few enemies that took so many shots to destroy that you thought that they may have been invincible. Xevious is a cool game. I highly recommend it. Uh, since it's so old, it's so many places now, though, you have no excuse not to play Xevious. Whether it's the NES version, the PSN, Xbox Live Arcade, 3DS, Wii Virtual Console, it's everywhere. And it'll probably pop up on consoles from now on. This is the 8-Bit Animal, and I'll catch you good people tomorrow.